So how often should your breastfed baby be eating throughout the day, or how frequently should they be feeding throughout the day? So a good rule of thumb is that breastfed babies should be eating anywhere between 8 to 12 times a day in a 24-hour period. So that's anywhere between about 2 to 3 hours. But if you find your baby wanting to eat more often than that or in between those times, don't be discouraged. This is totally normal. Babies eat and want to suckle for many different reasons. It's not just nutrition. Sometimes it's for comfort. Sometimes they're cluster feeding right before going into a growth spurt. Maybe they are currently in a growth spurt, and so of course they need a little bit more extra nutrients for that. So one of my best tips, or one of my top tips for breastfeeding moms, is to feed on demand and follow your baby's feeding cues, watch your baby's feeding cues, and don't worry about the clock. I know sometimes you may finish a feeding session and it seems like baby is hungry all over again. But again, sometimes babies want a meal, a whole entire 4-course meal. Sometimes they just want a snack. Sometimes they just want dessert. Sometimes they're just thirsty like we are. We eat and drink multiple times throughout the day and not really on a set schedule. So I don't want you to feel like you have to be on a set schedule with your child. If you're breastfeeding, especially if you're feeding on demand or you're exclusively breastfeeding, your baby is your best gauge for when they are hungry and the best way to maintain a good breast milk supply. A breastfed baby cannot overeat, so please don't be worried about that. They will not overfeed themselves, but whenever they are hungry, put them to breast without worrying about how long after a previous feeding they just ate. And also, it's not as important how long they are actually on the breast, so how long they're feeding for. Sometimes it could be 5 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, it may be 30 or beyond. Your baby really is your best gauge for your breast milk supply, and as long as they are steadily gaining weight, they are doing okay. So again, watch your baby and not the clock if you want to establish and maintain a good healthy breast milk supply for your baby. If you want another video on feeding cues and on cluster feeding, I will link that above right here. And feel free to check out the rest of my pregnancy and breastfeeding playlists. I do have those playlists here on this channel. They will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found this video helpful, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.